Hello, this is Redrumba, the mighty Redrumba, here with another vlog where I'm just gonna be chatting about what I did today. And basically, I paid my rent and I had a late payment, basically. Well, not a late payment, but basically, I sent the payment in, right? And somehow I sent it to wrong company, so I have to send it to this company, basically. So I had a money order set up. So I had a money order set up, right? So I send it to the guy, right? And he couldn't cash it in for some reason because of the company or the bank or something saying you got to name it to this company. Basically, I got to name it to Sheridan Beach Apartment, whatever it's called. So after that, I wrote it out to that company, send it to the guy today. So today is Sunday, by the way. So this video is probably going to record later this week or something when I feel like it. But basically, I have to pay another $341 this month because I had to send them money because the money order. And then the other money order, which hasn't been cashed in, I have to send that to Western Union for a refund. So I have to pay a $15 fee and lose $15 on the rent. So I have to pay about 300 or something dollars, and in June I gotta pay rent, which is gonna be an extra $341. I have to sign it with the same way as I did before. Basically, I got to handle my finances a bit better, but I am doing that pretty well. So far, I have racked up over $4,000 currently, and I have to basically save for emergency funds, save money for Christmas, budget a lot of important stuff I have to do with finances, and I'm trying to save money for a house and thinking about getting a mortgage or a or save money to buy a house fully in the next 15 years. I don't know when I'm going to buy it or when I'm going to move out of this location to come back to Belvedere. And then I have to find another job in like Belvedere or Rockford. Like, I don't know where I'm going to live technically in the near future, but I might live in like Harvard or Crystal Lake. But I do like this location in particular because I'm on the north side. I feel safe and secure, and no one ever robbed me at all. But the only thing I have encountered on the north side is a lot of bums. But you get that anywhere in Chicago. Compared to Belvedere, there's no bums in that location, no hobos or no homeless people there. Um, I was once homeless for 16 months, but I never bummed for money. Just, geez. But I did get $60 a month, so I didn't have the need to bum for cigarettes or money or anything like that. So far, people at the nursing home always bum for money, and they'll never pay you back. Just trust me on that, because people are fucking scummy at Albany Care. Uh, but so far, I've been playing my Xbox, so I started playing it today. Played some Moonlighter, which I wanted to try out before I buy it on Steam. Because it seems like a fun game, but I don't think it's that fun. Um, Moonlighter is alright game, but I wouldn't say it's fun. I keep dying on hard mode, and I might try it on normal mode, but I just changed my mind. I'll just try to beat it on hard. So currently, my game progress is doing alright with Moonlighter. I still haven't made to the second advanced dungeon yet, but currently I just don't have plan to do that. Um, what else do I need to talk about? Pretty much, basically with depression and anxiety, I did pick up my medication this week. I had a little error mess up on my Walgreens, basically, and I accidentally sent the prescription to the wrong location. So I had to call my local pharmacy, see if they can get me my medication so far, and it worked out. Um, Medication I got is really good. It helps with depression, anxiety. And it also helps with my voices and shit. Sometimes I'll hear shit like, hey Mike, or sometimes like, hey Greg. Not hey Greg, but hey Mike or something. That gets annoying sometimes. Even sometimes that I hear voices of my boss sometimes and say, hey Mike or something. I don't hear it personally, but sometimes I'll hear it faintly in a way. Like my boss Edward, he's like the manager of Goodwill, the store manager. He's kind of cool. Uh, the voices I hear is the ones that distract me the most. Sometimes it's like short conversations, but it's not full on conversations or anything. It's just auditory hallucinations. Or sometimes I'll hear like a scream in my head, or sometimes a fucking sorry about that. A scream inside my head, or sometimes a like some voices are like, it's on you, kind of like they're just short conversations or background noises. Sometimes I'll hear the ringing of the fire alarm, which is the most annoying, but that's not constant anymore since I moved out. Haven't had any new voices yet, which is still good. But I haven't been hearing voices in over 6 or 8 months. But when I'm working or highly stressed, I'll start hearing them. Or when I'm when I'm um when I'm on drugs like marijuana, which I don't do anymore, I basically hear voices more often, like of dead people, which is not really okay. But I wouldn't try the weed anymore. So like it was a bad anxiety trip, and I had high anxiety. It did not help with anxiety at all. Marijuana doesn't help me with that. So it does complete opposite of what like when I smoke. Like it doesn't cure anxiety. It doesn't cure depression. It doesn't help with any of that. It's just a drug that makes me worse than it should be. But back when I was living at my sister with a with an anxiety attack, I had to fucking get out of my mom's house for some odd reason that I didn't want to deal with because of personal reasons, which I don't like to tell. Uh, the reason why I ran out is just because I fucking had enough with her or something. But then I ignored her for 6 months, and after that, I called her like, "Hey, what's up?" And she called me, or I called her basically, saying that my stepdad is passing away. He has cancer or whatever, and I fucking emotionally drained me. So it wasn't a good thing, and I was dealing with a lot of things in the ICF, which is the Intermediate Care Facility for the Mentally Ill, which is like a step up of a psych hospital, but with less restrictive. You're allowed to wear shoelaces. You're allowed to go outside of the facility. You're allowed to come back in as long as you got a curfew of 11. It's basically you're a man child at that place. Basically, it's not. It's okay, but sometimes you gotta not be okay to be okay. Uh, the reason for my stay there is because of suicide prevention and shit. I had to call the number one time. Never called the number, but my sister called the number once and worry about a friend or me basically, and I had to be sent to the hospital for psychological reasons. They sent me to the psych ward, and shit happens, and once I came out of it, it made me worse after I got out. Like, because of the new medications that I was taking, and it wasn't helping, and I started to feel all jittery, jumpy, anxiety. It wasn't helping. And then they sent me again. Well, I was at my brother's house when this is happening. They sent me again to Northwestern Medical, and they say you need longer treatment, which we recommend, which wasn't a good idea at all if I should have done that. But I had no choice to do that because how am I going to be moving back to my brother's house because he kicked me out? And when he kicked me out, I am basically homeless for 6 months or a year. Like, I had no place to go, basically. So I had to go to the ICF. So, Intermediate Care Facility, wherever it's called. But I'm going to say ICF because I want to. When I was sent to there, I felt a fucking anxiety burst. There's no dream in no way impossible, but the anxiety burst was the trigger. When I got in the elevator, fuck, I freaked out and shit, and it wasn't alright. Uh, the fucking place was a mess. There was a cracked window when I got in. And I definitely know there were some red flags, but I ignored those and unknowingly didn't read the contract properly. But basically, once you sign that fucking contract, you're stuck there until you basically go through your treatment. And then you gotta get an approval from your doctor to get you out. But there is a way to get out of there, which is the stupid way, which you shouldn't do, is go out through AMA without medical advice. Because against medical advice, or whatever it's called, basically once you sign that, they'll kick you out of the building, won't let you in, and basically you're screwed, and they won't give your fucking money back, even if you tried that. And usually there's actually three methods of escaping a ICF or intermediate care facility. There's three options. One, go through their treatment process, try to do their moving on program with their program. Two, get discharged by a family member or caretaker. Basically, that's what I would have picked, but currently there was no room when I was living with my mom. Back when I was there, because I had no place to stay, because my sister won't move me back, my brother won't move me back, and there was no option for that. So I had two options: go AMA or go with the program. I picked the program, which was all right. And if I would have did what I would have done, I would have had to wait an extra 3 months to find a treatment team to move back to Belvedere. And that's gonna take a long ass time, and I want to stay there for another 3 months. Like, that would be 17, 18, 19 months of progress gone. So luckily I got out early in 16 months. I didn't want to stay there for another 2 years and think, oh, I should have done this, or moved to another nursing home. And I could have done that. Like, I can't move to another ICF in that location. Like, it's really difficult, and you don't know what's going to happen to you when you do end up going out of the community and try to work with your well-being. And that's, yeah, I'm not making full-on sentences. I'm ran out of words to think of. But those times in those nursing homes you don't want to be in, like during the pandemic, like that was difficult. Like, you can't visit family, you have to sign a permission slip to visit them out of city, and that sucked. Like, sucked as in boner, as in sucks. It sucked so much it was ridiculous. Uh, the nursing home is basically restrictive on you visiting family, basically. And it's like being in prison and shit, but worse. With prison, you get allowed to have a hot plate of coffee, or allowed to have a TV in your room. Some ICFs don't have TVs in your room, but mine did, and it had a bathtub. Even some nursing homes don't have your own bathtub or bathroom to be in, and that sucked pretty much mostly. And it was terrible. Like, the showers in order to take a shower, you had to step out of your room and basically take a shower in a dirty shower that had feces, scum, everything that you could possibly be in. It was a nasty shower. and the fucking cleaning crew don't even clean it that well. And sometimes when you do get to use it, it's immediately already filled with fecal matter and shit. It was ridiculous. And that's why I don't even take a shower that often anymore. I always had to take a bath in my own personal room, and it helped with depression and anxiety. It made me relax, but sometimes your roommates will barge into your bathtub. So what I did was close the curtain every time I take a bath. And that was just like, oh my god, that was the nightmare of people barging in and seeing your dick in the bathtub. It was terrible. It was terrible. It's just like, I hate when random people smoke in the bathroom, and that's an issue. I've seen residents smoke in their bathrooms, smoke joints, smoke weed in the facility, and they get away with it. Like sometimes weed is illegal inside of a nursing home, ICF, or immediate care facility because it's not federally legalized. If it was federally legalized, you're allowed to smoke weed. It's basically the same with alcohol. You're not allowed to have alcohol in the nursing home, basically, or ICF, or whatever it's called, nursing home or something like that, or psych hospital, because you're not allowed to bring alcohol into the building because of it's a rehabilitation center, and with psych meds or medication that you're taking could mess you up if you drink alcohol with it, and I wouldn't recommend it. But those places are basically restrictive when you try to buy deodorant. And they do offer, the nursing stations do offer body wash. Well, not body wash as in, but hospital body wash, which sucks. Roll on deodorant with the balls in it. And I do have some of the uh, saying, and they give you a brush or toothpaste. But if you needed a shave, there was like, you can't have razors while you're at that ICF, or you can't have like, uh, I can't remember what it was, but you can't have something personal, like very expensive, like a laptop. It would get stolen. But I was allowed to have a laptop at least. But my laptop had a short battery life, so I use it mostly on Facebook or job application search. But basically, I was there. I was just learning basically stuff about those places and how you can report it for or something. But um, I was researching a lot of weird stuff there, like how to report your ombudsman or something, or how you get better treatment. And I did that. I asked my sister, "Hey, you should sue this place," and we did. And we didn't get a settlement, but we get better care, basically. Basically, reported the place to the government. They say, yeah, he ain't getting a treatment they need or care for. But back then, I wasn't being treated like nice or good. You're supposed to be treated nicely or something, but I wasn't being treated nicely there. Like at first, and they started treating me nicely so I don't sue them. That's pretty much it. I went through a lot of trauma there. It's just like, I don't want to talk about any of the stuff that I've seen. Some residents even do drugs like cocaine while you're in there. And I don't know how you get caught with cocaine. And you get kicked out if you have cocaine or something. Or drugs like meth or heroin. Like, I've seen some drug addicts that are there just to get the psych meds, because the psych meds are addictive and shit. Which I can see why. Uh, it's not even a good place to get treatment, to be honest. A psych hospital is way off better than a ICF. An ICF is just a long term treatment, but it's worse than long term treatment because you're stuck there basically for the rest of life, or until you get discharged from a basically disability service from the government. But those you just lose your assets there, and it's just Oh man, it's not recommended to stay there. That's just saying. Like, always just go with Lutheran Social Services if you're homeless. Just go to a homeless shelter or something like that. But I don't know how to do that. It's only for people who are disabled or too disabled to live on their own, basically. Basically, I was like that, and now I grew up, learned how to basically find housing because I was homeless, and I never asked for change, but I had Social Security at the time, so I made money, income, but you had to pay rent there, and it's like a shelter basically for the disabled. So, I think that's pretty much wrapped it up. I did talk too long about this video, but that's pretty much it. Yes, thanks for watching and bye.